Aiden's life began in a small, quiet town nestled between rolling hills and a serene lake. His childhood, however, was far from idyllic. Raised in a family plagued by constant turmoil and financial struggles, he found solace in the company of his younger sister, Emily. Their bond was unbreakable, and they often leaned on each other for support when the world outside seemed too harsh. As Aiden grew older, the weight of his family's problems began to crush his spirit. He watched his parents argue endlessly about money and witnessed the toll it took on their relationship. Their once loving home turned into a battleground of resentment and despair. Aiden, desperate to escape the turmoil, sought refuge in the wrong crowd. He befriended kids who introduced him to a world of rebellion and recklessness. Smoking behind the school gym, skipping classes, and experimenting with substances became his way of rebelling against the chaos at home. The more he indulged in these vices, the more he drifted away from the values his parents had tried to instill in him. His grades plummeted, and his relationship with Emily suffered as well. She pleaded with him to change his ways, but Aiden was lost in the abyss of his own making. He felt that life had dealt him a bad hand, and he was determined to play it recklessly. The turning point came on a chilly autumn night when Aiden's reckless behavior reached its peak. He and his friends decided to sneak into an abandoned factory on the outskirts of town, a place infamous for its dark history. Aiden knew it was a bad idea, but the allure of rebellion was too strong to resist. Inside the eerie, dimly lit factory, they stumbled upon a stash of stolen goods, and it didn't take long for the police to arrive. Panic gripped Aiden as he realized the gravity of the situation. He and his friends scattered in all directions, but he was apprehended by the relentless police officers. Handcuffed and sitting in the back of a police car, Aiden's life seemed to be spiraling out of control. The reality of his actions hit him like a ton of bricks. His family, already burdened with their own struggles, would be crushed by this new blow. That night, Aiden found himself sitting in a cold, unforgiving jail cell, contemplating the series of choices that had led him there. He felt like a complete failure, drowning in guilt and regret. The abyss he had fallen into seemed bottomless, and he had no idea how to climb out of it. But little did he know that this rock bottom would be the foundation upon which he would rebuild his life. It was the wake-up call he desperately needed to start his journey of redemption and self-discovery. Days turned into weeks as Aiden languished in the unforgiving confines of his jail cell. The once defiant young man had been stripped of his bravado, and his spirit had been broken. The echoes of his past recklessness reverberated in his mind, haunting him day and night. It was during one solitary night, with the dim glow of a flickering light bulb overhead, that Aiden hit his breaking point. He couldn't escape the reality of his actions any longer. The faces of his disappointed parents, the tears in Emily's eyes as she had visited him in jail, they all weighed heavy on his heart. Aiden had always been a resilient soul, and now, that resilience took on a new purpose. He realized that he couldn't continue down this destructive path. There had to be more to life than the reckless rebellion that had consumed him. In the silence of his cell, Aiden made a solemn promise to himself. He would change, not just for his own sake, but for the sake of his family, especially his beloved sister, Emily, who had looked up to him with hope and admiration. With a newfound determination, Aiden began to reflect on the life he wanted to lead. He envisioned a future where he was responsible, where he could make his family proud, and where he could find a purpose beyond the darkness of his past. But he knew that this transformation would require monumental effort and dedication. The first step was acknowledging his addiction. Aiden had used substances to numb the pain and escape reality, but he understood that they were only making matters worse. He decided to seek help from the rehabilitation programs offered in the jail, joining group therapy sessions where he could openly discuss his struggles with addiction. Facing his demons was agonizing, but it was a necessary part of his journey. Aiden also began reading books on self-improvement and addiction recovery, hungry for knowledge and insight. The more he learned, the more he realized that change was possible, even for someone who had sunk as low as he had. A glimmer of hope began to emerge in Aiden's heart. he discovered that there were people who had overcome far more significant challenges than his own. He saw stories of redemption and resilience that inspired him to believe in the possibility of a better future. But as he progressed in his recovery, Aiden understood that breaking free from his old habits would require more than just determination. It would require a support system, a network of people who believed in his ability to change. He started rebuilding his relationship with his family, reaching out to his parents and Emily, who cautiously but lovingly offered their support. With each passing day, Aiden's resolve grew stronger. He was determined to prove to himself and his family that he could rise from the ashes of his past. The breaking point had not shattered him, instead, it had become the catalyst for his transformation. Aiden was ready to embark on a new journey, one that would lead him towards a life of purpose and progress, leaving the darkness of his past behind. The path ahead was uncertain, but he was willing to take the first steps, armed with newfound hope and an unbreakable spirit. After his awakening in the jail cell, Aiden was determined to break free from the chains of addiction and find a purpose that would give his life meaning. The journey of sobriety was a challenging path, but he faced it with unwavering resolve. Upon his release from jail, Aiden sought out the support he needed. He joined a local addiction recovery group, where he found camaraderie with people who had faced similar struggles. Sharing their stories, fears, and hopes, they became his allies in the battle against addiction. Together, they attended regular meetings and counseling sessions, helping each other navigate the rocky road to recovery. Sobriety was not an easy road for Aiden. The cravings for his old vices often gnawed at him, and the weight of his past mistakes still hung over him like a dark cloud. But he refused to give in. Instead, he channeled his energy into something positive. Aiden discovered a newfound passion for fitness. The discipline of working out not only helped him stay on the path to sobriety but also provided him with a healthy way to cope with stress and anxiety. As he watched his body transform and grow stronger, it gave him a sense of accomplishment that he had never experienced before. Each day, as he worked on his physical health, Aiden also tackled the emotional scars that had driven him toward addiction in the first place. He began attending therapy sessions, delving deep into his past to understand the root causes of his self-destructive behavior. It was a painful process, but it was essential for his healing. One of the most challenging aspects of his journey was mending his fractured relationships. Aiden knew he had hurt his family deeply with his reckless behavior, and he was determined to rebuild the trust he had shattered. He apologized sincerely and consistently demonstrated through his actions that he was committed to change. Emily, his beloved sister, had always been his anchor, even during the darkest times. She had never given up on him, and Aiden was determined to make her proud. Their bond grew stronger as he opened up to her about his struggles and progress. She became his confidant, and her unwavering support fueled his determination. As the days turned into weeks and then months, Aiden's progress became evident to those around him. His family began to believe in his transformation, and they rejoiced in the positive changes they saw in him. He became a source of inspiration for his fellow recovery group members, proof that it was possible to turn one's life around. But the journey of sobriety was far from over. It was a lifelong commitment, and Aiden knew that he would have to remain vigilant to avoid falling back into old habits. He continued to attend meetings, work out, and nurture his newfound passion for self-improvement. Aiden's journey of sobriety was a testament to the power of determination and the resilience of the human spirit. He had faced the abyss of addiction and had emerged on the other side, stronger and more determined than ever. His story inspired others to believe in the possibility of change, and it was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is hope for a brighter future. As Aiden continued his journey of sobriety, he began to search for a deeper sense of purpose in his life. He had come a long way from the lost, addicted young man he once was, but he knew that true fulfillment would only come when he found a meaningful direction for his newfound clarity and determination. Aiden had always possessed a natural talent for art, a passion he had neglected during his darkest days of addiction. It was time to rekindle that spark. He enrolled in art classes, determined to channel his emotions and creativity into something positive. Painting became his sanctuary, a place where he could express the complex emotions and experiences he had endured. As he spent hours in front of his canvas, Aiden found solace and healing. His art was a reflection of his journey, filled with vibrant colors and bold strokes that mirrored the resilience of his spirit. Each piece told a story, a testament to his transformation and a reminder of the darkness he had overcome. But Aiden didn't want to keep his art to himself. He believed that his creations could inspire others, just as he had been inspired by the stories of recovery he had encountered on his own path. He started showcasing his artwork in local galleries and community events, using his talent as a means to connect with others who had faced similar struggles. One of the most profound shifts in Aiden's life came when he decided to give back to the community that had supported him in his journey to sobriety. He became a mentor at the very addiction recovery group that had helped him get back on his feet. His personal experiences and the wisdom he had gained along the way made him a valuable guide for those who were still battling their own demons. Aiden's counseling sessions were not just about sobriety, they were about rebuilding lives. He listened with empathy, offering a glimmer of hope to those who had almost lost sight of it. His story of redemption was a powerful testament to the possibility of change, and it gave others the courage to believe in their own potential. As Aiden continued to nurture his artistic talent and his role as a mentor, he discovered that helping others find their purpose was just as fulfilling as finding his own. He encouraged his men's to explore their passions, talents, and interests, believing that these were the keys to building a life worth living. Through his art and counseling, Aiden's reputation as a source of inspiration and guidance grew beyond his small town. His story was shared in local newspapers and even on social media, touching the lives of people from all walks of life who had struggled with addiction and despair. But perhaps the most significant impact Aiden made was within his own family. His parents, who had once given up hope, were now bursting with pride at the transformation of their son. Emily, his cherished sister, looked at him with a sense of awe and admiration, knowing that her brother had conquered his demons and emerged as a beacon of hope for others. Finding purpose had not only enriched Aiden's own life, but it had also allowed him to touch the lives of countless others. He had come full circle, from a lost soul drowning in addiction to a passionate artist and mentor, giving back to a community that had once helped him find his way. As he continued his journey, Aiden knew that the pursuit of purpose was an ongoing one. He had learned that life was not just about conquering one's own demons, but also about helping others find their light in the darkest of times. Each day was a new opportunity to inspire and make a difference, and he was determined to seize it. Aiden's life had taken a remarkable turn. He had conquered addiction, rediscovered his passion for art, and become a mentor to those in need. However, he felt an even greater calling, one that would require him to take the road less traveled. Aiden had been working at a mundane job to support himself while pursuing his art and mentoring endeavors. While it provided stability, he yearned for something more, something that would allow him to make a more significant impact on the lives of those struggling with addiction. One day, after a particularly uninspiring day at work, Aiden made a bold decision. He would leave behind the safety of his job and dedicate himself entirely to his passion for art and helping others on their journey to recovery. It was a risky move, and many people questioned his decision. But Aiden knew that he had to follow his heart. Leaving his job was a leap of faith, and the uncertainty of the future weighed heavily on him. He would have to rely on his art and counseling sessions as his primary sources of income, and there were no guarantees of success. Aiden's family, who had witnessed his incredible transformation, supported his decision. They had seen the profound impact he had on others and believed in his ability to make a difference in the lives of those struggling with addiction. As Aiden pursued this new path, he faced numerous challenges. Financial instability was a constant worry, and there were times when he struggled to make ends meet. But he remained steadfast in his commitment to helping others and using his art to inspire change. His art career began to gain recognition as his unique style and powerful message resonated with viewers. His paintings were not just beautiful, they were a reflection of his own journey, filled with hope, resilience, and the triumph of the human spirit. Galleries across the country started showcasing his work, and collectors clamored to own a piece of his powerful creations. Aiden's counseling sessions also flourished. His reputation as a mentor who had walked the difficult path of addiction and recovery made him a sought-after guide for those seeking a way out of the darkness. His approach was empathetic and deeply personal, and he had an uncanny ability to connect with his mentees on a profound level. However, the true essence of taking the road less traveled lay in the impact he was making. Aiden's decision to leave his job and follow his passion had a ripple effect. His men saw him as living proof that transformation was possible, even in the face of adversity. They were inspired not only by his words but by his actions. As the years went by, Aiden's journey on the road less traveled led to even more significant changes. He began collaborating with addiction recovery centers and organizations, using his art to raise funds for those in need of treatment. His counseling sessions expanded to include workshops and support groups, reaching a wider audience and offering hope to countless individuals. Aiden had discovered that by defying convention and following his heart, he could create a positive impact that extended far beyond what he had ever imagined. His life was no longer just about personal progress, it was about inspiring progress in others. The road less traveled was filled with uncertainty, challenges, and sacrifices, but Aiden knew that it was the only path for him. It was a path where his passion and purpose merged, where he could make a lasting difference in the lives of those who had lost their way. Aiden's story became a beacon of hope for those who dared to follow their own unique paths, reminding them that sometimes, it's the road less traveled that leads to the most extraordinary destinations. Aiden's life had become a testament to the power of transformation, passion, and the relentless pursuit of a meaningful purpose. As he continued on his journey, he found that one of the most rewarding aspects was the ability to inspire and uplift others who faced their own trials and tribulations. His art had evolved into a symbol of hope for many. Each brushstroke, every canvas, told a story of resilience, growth, and the triumph of the human spirit. Aiden's work was not confined to galleries, it adorned the walls of addiction recovery centers, community spaces, and even hospitals. His art became a source of comfort and inspiration to those facing their darkest hours. Aiden's counseling sessions and support groups had grown in both size and impact. He was no longer just a mentor, he was a guiding light for those navigating the treacherous waters of addiction. His own experiences had given him an innate understanding of their struggles, making his words of encouragement and empathy all the more powerful. Through his work, Aiden reached people from all walks of life, each struggling with their own demons. His message was clear: it was never too late to change, to rise from the depths of despair, and to find a path towards progress and fulfillment. He shared his own journey openly, highlighting the challenges he had overcome and demonstrating that recovery was possible. But Aiden didn't limit his impact to local communities. He began speaking at conferences and events, sharing his story on a larger stage. His message resonated with a global audience, as people from around the world connected with his narrative of redemption and transformation. Aiden had become an advocate for change, a voice for those who often went unheard. His journey also took him to schools and colleges, where he shared his story with young adults. He hoped to prevent others from going down the same destructive path he had once walked. He emphasized the importance of resilience, self-discovery, and the pursuit of passions as a means of finding purpose in life. Aiden's impact extended beyond addiction recovery. His story of personal progress and the pursuit of a meaningful life inspired countless individuals facing various challenges. Whether it was overcoming addiction, dealing with mental health issues, or simply seeking a sense of purpose, people found hope and motivation in Aiden's story. Perhaps one of the most profound ways Aiden inspired others was by leading by example. His decision to leave a stable job and follow his passion had shown others that it was possible to break free from the conventional mold and chase one's dreams. Many people who had felt trapped in unfulfilling careers found the courage to pursue their own passions after hearing Aiden's story. Through it all, Aiden remained grounded, grateful for the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others. He knew that his journey was ongoing, and that every day presented a chance to inspire and uplift someone who needed it. As Aiden continued to inspire others, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. He had come a long way from the lost soul he had once been, and he had found meaning in helping others find their own paths to progress and happiness. His life was a testament to the transformative power of passion, determination, and the unwavering belief in the potential for positive change.